Hi everyone. Today I'm here with Teri Kroll. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, you're welcome.
So I just want you to tell the viewers a little bit about your story, and due to September being National Recovery Month, just a little bit about your past.
Okay. So this month is emotional for me because on August 29th, 2009, I lost my son to a drug overdose, particularly a heroin overdose. Timothy was 23 years old. He was a great kid, great sense of humor, 19 years old, and suffering from migraine headaches. And we took him to what we thought was a doctor. And that doctor, Seiji Francis, said he could help us with his headaches. And at that first meeting, he prescribed an opioid. Now, in this was in 2007. 2007, opioids weren't spoken about publicly about how dangerous they were, or could be. And Seiji Francis led Timothy down the wrong road. He was overprescribing to Timothy. He was taking the prescriptions back, selling them out the back door to students in the high school next door. And Timmy eventually became addicted to opioids through this misuse, which I didn't realize was misuse because Seiji Francis said to me, "Oh, Tim's 19, let him come to the doctor by himself. He's an adult." So, you trust your doctor, right? And very quickly, Tim became addicted to the opioids. His anxiety levels, oh my gosh, they went through the roof. He wasn't the kid he was 3 months before. So we realized something was wrong, and we went to his general practitioner. And his general practitioner said, "Timothy, you can't take these drugs. We can work on your migraine headaches, but you've got to stop taking these drugs." So Tim wanted to stop. And he said, "Okay, what do I do?" And so his doctor told him that, "Well, I'll put you in the hospital because you can't just come off these drugs." It's affected his whole body. And he insisted that he go surfing with his dad for 4 or 5 days out in Montauk, and I'll surf it out. So that's what he did. And he went out to Montauk for 4 or 5 days with my husband. They had a wonderful, healthy surf it out, surf your anxieties out, surf out your troubles. They ate hot dogs, which maybe isn't good for you, but they ate hot dogs and drank soda. And we thought we were on the right road. And then, unfortunately, the grip on Timothy was so strong that he went to get drugs wherever he could. And he wound up using street drugs, and we eventually found that out. He went to a one treatment center. We had nobody to advise us, nobody to say, Tim needs a lot. And he was clean for 9 months, and then he used heroin, the amount that he used 9 months before, and unfortunately he lost his life to that.
Thank you so much for sharing that
Sure.
with me. So just due to the influence of the pandemic and teenagers who are experiencing the isolation and anxiety and depression that came with that, I think there could be someone that is suffering from the abuse of drugs due to cope with these emotions. What are some other coping mechanisms that you...
So, Ruby, that's a really good question. In 2022, let's go forward from 2009 to 2022. There's a lot of help. There's a lot of awareness here. There's a lot of people to talk to. The isolation that the pandemic caused, I would say let's try to look at it as isolation in 4 walls, right? But we have cell phones, we have computers, we have Zoom calls. There's so many avenues to look down to get somebody to talk to. And there's never one thing that bothers somebody that we can't talk about, that there isn't someone out there who can help you. Whether it be a non-profit type service like LICAD, or there's other nonprofits that help people. And not only can you make this phone call and talk to somebody, they're not going to go and talk to a million people about your anxieties. When you talk to somebody about your particular anxieties, it's between you and the person you're talking to. So there should never be a fear of making a phone call to get in trouble for talking to anybody. There's always that privacy. Lots of schools have educated counselors. You know, when I was in high school and the guidance counselor was the guidance counselor, it wasn't something that they were educated on to speak about. But now our guidance counselors are there for exactly this reason. And there is no reason that you can't just stop at the guidance counselor's office, knock on the door and say, I just need to talk to somebody. You don't have to say what's wrong right now. You don't have to say, I need to talk to somebody, and someone else, they're going to pick up the phone and call the principal, and they're going to announce that Ruby needs to talk to somebody. You're going to go into the guidance counselor's office, and they're going to sit you down and say, okay, how can I help you? There's also a lot of help online that you can find, and I'm sure that your website will have links to those type of places that can, maybe there's two girlfriends who are both suffering from some anxiety and they want to talk to somebody together. That's okay too. Or you want to hold a group in your class because you know there's a lot of kids that are coming out of this pandemic and need to start interacting together. So, you know, those are things to think about.
Yes, I completely agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for speaking with me.
Sure, anytime.
And there will be more information on our website about Teri and all that there is to know about Timothy and what changes that she's made.
And I will say, I wish this website was here in 2009. You weren't, but I wish this website was. So this is a great job. Great job.
Thank you.